which problems can be solved through critical alignment therapy?
Well, solving problems sounds like we are doing it for you. I can tell you what kind of issues people have when they come to us. Most of it is physical, anatomical, like lower back pains, neck pains, shoulder pain, problems in the movement system of the body. And the other side is psychological disorder, like depression, sadness, anxiety, stress-related issues which are interrelated. Stress works on both sides, but coming back on your question, we cannot solve them. We learn people how to become independent in the curing aspect, which comes from taking your own responsibility in curing your problems.
Mm-hmm. And what makes critical alignment effective?
Well, from an anatomical base, we distinguish from the traditional medical perspective, which is basically based on looking on MRIs, looking how pain makes mistake in relation to the brain. We simply look at what we call passage of movement. How can we release stress and strain, in which everybody has its marks? How can we release it by restoring the mobility in the spine? Medical treatment is mostly based on stabilizing the body, bringing more strength to the body. But critical alignment thinks, or I think, let's make it personal, I think that stress and strain, the accumulation of strain, is the source of a lot of problems in both our emotional life and our physical life. Mm-hmm. And that's what we learn in critical alignment, that when we release tension, freedom of movement comes back again. And not only freedom of movement, it's also the freedom in your emotional life, like space and rest, lightness, effortless. That will come back. When we look at the curative part of movement, or of the curative part in medicine, which is the thorn in the eye of many researchers, which is the placebo effect. The placebo is a feeling of well-being in which the body starts to cure itself. And I believe in that strongly. So the body has its own intelligence to cure itself. But when we look at the body from a static perspective, like treating MRIs, diagnosing people from a psychological disorder, then it becomes such a negative relation with the body that the opposite will start to work. I see all these bad images of myself. I hear the bad things about myself, that the nocebo starts to work. And the effect of it means that when people have simple complaints, they become stronger and chronically. And when we learn how to use the body, the freedom in the body, the positive experience of the body, and relate it to our complaint, and the placebo starts to work, then the curative part of the body, the intelligence of the body, will help you to heal.
Very interesting. So how does critical alignment therapy correspond with official medicine, evidence-based medicine? Well,
critical alignment is also very technical. Mm-hmm. We try to connect the body in terms of bony structures. It's logic. Mm-hmm. Everybody can experience it, and it's safe. The release of tension is safe. Actually, medicine also talks about this, but it doesn't use the tools of diagnosing the body from that perspective. Like I said before, most of the diagnosis comes from dead information, an MRI. The doctor looks at the MRI and he says, oh, so-and-so is the cause. But medicine, the official medicine way of diagnosing only includes 5% of all the physical complaints we have. 95% is aspecific. They don't know where it comes from. And I think that when there is a missing link in medicine in which we can give support to the official medicine way of treatment, we look at passage of movement. How does the body operate in movement? Every vertebrae should have its own individual movement in order to give pressure to the vertebrae below. And in that pressure, we release tension. So when the body is free of tension, when there's proper passage of movement, there's no disease. The neck will stabilize, the upper back will stabilize, the shoulders and the arms will become stable, and even the lower back, which is chronic pain number 1, will stabilize itself. It's strange, but nobody's doing it. The approach to these awful complaints in the body is very conceptual. It comes from measurement, it comes from deep tissue research, but I, as a patient, don't know what to do with that. But when somebody tells me, this part of your body is not working, it needs to be fixed. Do you feel the new movement when we use certain exercises? Do you feel safe in that movement? Then, the moment it starts to move, the complaint will disappear. It sounds simple, only how we look at the curative part of critical alignment, there's always pain involved, and pain always gets a reaction of stress. The brain doesn't like pain, so we need to create an environment in which we create a movement in which pain is accepted in safety, and then the body will cure itself. And it works. We had so many positive results that so many people with chronic backaches started to work with us, and within a short passage of time they felt relief, and at the end they got rid of their chronic issues.
I see. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.